Montclair families. It's Miss Itzhaki coming to you on your Tuesday night live from the Hive story time. And boys and girls, Miss Itzhaki had to go outside and secure all her plants and her rocking chairs and her flowers because we have a big storm down by my house. Is it raining by you? Because I will tell you, it is pouring down here by me. I am sitting in my living room and I'm being accompanied by my two furry coworkers. I think they don't love the thunder, but they're hanging out, so they're going to listen to some stories. So, in honor of our big storms, I have got 3 stories to read to you tonight because on a rainy day, I love a good book, and I couldn't decide which ones to read. So, we've got my 2 favorite things. We have animals and cookies. So let's go ahead and get started with one that is a favorite of my son's from when he was a little boy. This book is called The Doorbell Rang by Pat Hutchins. My son, who is now 23, because I'm as old as dirt, had a copy that he brought to school when he was in kindergarten, and another little person who loved cookies took a bite right out of the corner of the book. It was crazy. But it's a great read and it's a lot of fun. And I want you to be getting your brains ready so you can calculate what happens when the doorbell rang. The Doorbell Rang by Pat Hutchins. And thank you, Mulberry Books, for sharing this read aloud with us. This is another book that I've had since I was a teacher back in 2001. The Doorbell Rang by Pat Hutchins. Let's see this book. I've made some cookies for tea, said Ma. Good, said Victoria and Sam. We're starving. Share them between yourselves, said Ma. I made plenty. Ooh, sharing. I love it. That's 6 each, said Sam and Victoria. They look as good as Grandma's, said Victoria. They smell as good as Grandma's, said Sam. Nobody makes cookies like Grandma, said Ma as the doorbell rang. It was Tom and Hannah from next door. Come in, said Ma. You can share the cookies. So we'll have 4 kids sharing those cookies. I wonder how much they'll each get. That's 3 each, said Sam and Victoria. They smell as good as your grandma, said Tom. And look as good, said Hannah. No one makes cookies like Grandma, said Ma as the doorbell rang. Uh-oh, what do you think is going to happen? It was Peter and his little brother. Come in, said Ma. You can share the cookies. Boys and girls, I have to wonder what the boys and girls at the table are thinking. The more kids that come, I wonder how many cookies they'll each get. That's 2 each, said Sam and Victoria. They look as good as your grandma, said Peter, and smell as good. Nobody makes cookies like Grandma, said Ma as the doorbell rang. Uh-oh, what do you think's gonna happen? It was Joy and Simon with their 4 cousins. Come in, said Ma. You can share the cookies. That's 1 each, said Sam and Victoria. They smell as good as your grandma, said Joy. And look as good, said Simon. No one makes cookies like Grandma, said Ma as the doorbell rang. And rang. Why do you think they're waiting to answer the door? Oh dear, said Ma as the children stared at the cookies on their plates. Perhaps you'd better eat them before we open the door. We'll wait, said Sam. That's really kind. It was Grandma with an enormous tray of cookies. How nice to have so many friends to share them with, said Grandma. It's a good thing I made a lot. And no one makes cookies like Grandma, said Ma as the doorbell rang. But look at that tray, boys and girls. I bet they don't mind having even more friends to come. And it's okay to share your cookies with friends. It's best to have friends. Great, great story. I bet some of your teachers might have read this to you when you were learning division and multiplication. But I've got another book just because it's a fun one. And I was feeling circular today. You could tell these are both pattern books, and I really was enjoying my patterns today, boys and girls. So thank you, Scholastic, for letting us read this book, If You Give a Pig a Pancake by Laura Numeroff. And this is illustrated by Felicia Bond. I think you can already see a theme through my books. Hi, Tiffany and Brittany. If you give a pig a pancake. Check out the pig. He's at the window. Let's see. If you give a pig a pancake, she'll want some syrup to go with it. You'll give her some of your favorite syrup. She'll probably get all sticky. How many of you do that when you eat pancakes? So she'll want to take a bath. She'll ask you for some bubbles. And when you give her the bubbles, she'll probably ask you for a toy. You'll have to find your rubber duck. The duck will remind her of the farm where she was born. She might feel homesick and want to visit her family. She'll want you to come too. She'll look through your closet for a suitcase. Uh-oh, is that what your closet looks like? Then she'll look under your bed. When she's under the bed, she'll find your old tap shoes. She'll try them on. She'll probably need something special to wear with them. When she's all dressed, she'll ask for some music. You'll play your very best piano piece, and she'll start dancing. Then she'll want you to take her picture. So you'll have to go get your camera. When she sees the picture, she'll ask you to take more. Then she'll want to send one to each of her friends. You'll have to give her some envelopes and stamps and take her to the mailbox. On the way, she'll see that tree in your backyard. She'll want to build a tree house. So you'll have to get her some wood, a hammer, and some nails. When the tree house is finished, she'll want to decorate it, of course. So she'll ask for wallpaper and glue. When she hangs the wallpaper, she'll get all sticky. Feeling sticky will remind her of your favorite maple syrup. She'll probably ask you for some. And chances are, if she asks you for some syrup, she'll want a pancake to go with it. Definitely one of my favorites. It kind of makes me want to go make some pancakes. And boys and girls, we've got one more book, and I'm so excited. Boys and girls, this book is older than me and your mom and your dad and all the teachers and all the people who are watching. It's actually called Caps for Sale. I have a copy in English in my office at school. And in Spanish, we say, Se venden gorras. This book was copyrighted in 1940. What? That's old. 1940. So I'm going to try to do it justice. I practiced this afternoon, and I just laugh myself silly because it's such a fun book. You watch the pictures while I read. Okay. Había una vez un vendedor ambulante que vendía gorras. No era un vendedor típico, de esos que llevan la mercancía a cuestas. Por el contrario, él la llevaba sobre la cabeza. Primero, se colocaba su gorra de cuadros. A continuación, varias gorras grises. Sobre estas, unas de color marrón, encima unas gorras azules y, por último, las rojas. Recorría las calles de arriba abajo, muy erguido para evitar que se le cayeran las gorras. A su paso pregonaba: ¡Gorras! ¡Se venden gorras! 50 centavos cada gorra. Sí. Una mañana no pudo vender ni una sola gorra. Camino de un lado a otro de la calle pregonada: ¡Gorras! ¡Si venden gorras! 50 centavos cada gorra. Pero esa mañana a nadie le interesaba comprar gorras, ni siquiera una gorra roja. Comenzó a sentir hambre, pero no tenía dinero para almorzar. Daré un paseo por el campo, dijo, y se fue caminando despacio, con cuidado, para que no se le cayeran las gorras. I don't know if I could balance all those caps on my head. Camino por largo rato hasta que llego junto a un árbol grande. Me parece un buen sitio para descansar, pensó. Lentamente se sentó bajo el árbol y, con cuidado para que no se le cayeran las gorras, se recostó en el tronco. Tanteó con la mano y se aseguró de que las gorras estuvieran bien colocadas. Primero su gorra de cuadros, luego las grises, las marrones, las azules y encima de todos las rojas. Como todos estaban en sitio, decidió dormir la siesta. Se quedó dormido durante un largo rato. Cuando despertó, se sintió descansado y reanimado. Antes de levantarse, se tocó la cabeza para asegurarse de que las gorras estaban en su lugar. Cuán grande fue sorpreso al comprobar que solo le llevaba a su gorra de cuadros. Buscó a su derecha y nada. Buscó a su izquierda y nada. Buscó a sus espaldas y nada. Buscó detrás del árbol y nada. Finalmente, levantó la vista. ¿Y a qué no adivinas lo que vio? En cada una de las ramas estaba sentado un mono, y cada uno de ellos llevaba una gorra de diferente color: gris, marrón, azul y rojas. Roja. This is a great picture. El vendedor se quedó mirando los monos. Estos, a su vez, lo miraban a él. El vendedor no sabía qué hacer. Finalmente, se dirigió a ellos. Ahí se ve. Okay. Óiganme bien, monos, les dijo, señalando con el dedo. Devuélvanme las gorras. Pero los monos se limitaron a mover los dedos de un lado a otro a la vez que chillaban. Al ver la reacción de los monos, el vendedor se enfureció y, apretando los puños con fuerza, gritó: «Escúchenme bien, devuélvanme las gorras inmediatamente». Pero los monos simplemente apretaron los puños con fuerza y chillaron. Ch, ch, ch. Esto provocó la furia del vendedor. Comenzó a dar puntapiés con el pie derecho y a gritar: «Oíganme bien, monos. Es mejor que me devuelvan las gorras ahora mismo». Pero los monos sencillamente comenzaron a patear a la vez que chillaban. Ahora sí que el vendedor estaba furioso. Comenzó a dar puntapiés y a gritar: «Dejen de hacer monerías y devuélvanme las gorras ahora mismo». Por respuesta, los monos comenzaron a patalear y a chillar. Enfadado y vencido, se quitó la gorra, la tiró al suelo y comenzó a alejarse. Boom! What do you think is going to happen next? En ese momento, los monos se quitaron las gorras y una a una fueron cayendo del árbol. Todas las gorras grises, todas las gorras marrones, todas las gorras azules y todas las gorras rojas. Entonces, el vendedor se arrodilló, recogió las gorras y una a una se las colocó en la cabeza. Primero, su gorra de cuadros, luego las gorras grises, después las marrones, a continuación las azules y por último y encima de todos las gorras rojas. Y despacio, muy despacio, el vendedor se alejó en dirección al pueblo mientras pregonaba: «Gorras, se venden gorras, 50 centavos cada gorra». The end. Boys and girls, isn't that a great story? No wonder we're still reading it, even though it's got to be, let's see, 60, 70, 80 years old. 80 years old! What a fabulous book. How many of you have ever had a pet or a monkey or another animal be silly that you saw? Well, boys and girls, it's about that time. I think your moms and dads are ready to go ahead and tuck you into bed. It is now 8:20. I hope you had a fabulous time tonight. I miss you, everybody. Parents, be on the lookout. We're going to get new packets out to you so you can keep learning. But most of all, read a great book, however you want to, as often as you can. We miss you to pieces, Hornet families. Have a great evening.